The electric guitar dates back to the 1920s. The original idea was to amplify the sound of an acoustic guitar. The first commercially successful model came out in 1932. By the 1950s, the instrument underwent a radical change, its body evolving from a thin, hollow shape into a solid block of wood. An electric guitar works like this. A magnet and coil assembly called a pickup works like a mini microphone. It picks up the sound vibrations of the strings and sends them to an amplifier which sends them to a speaker, which emits that trademark electric guitar sound. A standard electric guitar has 6 strings, but many modern guitarists, especially ones who play heavy metal, Serbian polka, or classical music, opt for guitars with 7 or even 8 strings. Mastering a guitar can take thousands of hours, and even more hours beyond that to create quality music with one. Many popular bands that utilize electric guitar end up creating terrible, forgettable music that is embarrassing to listen to. Guitar bodies are usually made of mahogany, poplar, or certain maple species. Lightweight woods that are flexible enough to produce the right balance of treble, mid-range, and bass vibrations. Workers first put on gloves to help push planks of wood through a sawing machine. The gloves help prevent splinters and gently soften the wood. Each plank is marked by a number indicating how many guitars it will be able to produce. This wood scored a 5.9 on the moist meter, so it's ready to go. The wood planks are then glued together. Excuse me, I meant to say that they're glued and clamped together. Oh, my apologies, I meant to say the wood planks are glued, clamped, and squeezed together in a vise. When the wood comes out, it's furiously hammered onto a holding device by a sexually frustrated factory worker. While a computer-guided cutting machine cuts the wood, the anger of the factory worker is channeled throughout the instrument, providing the guitar with its signature harsh and attacking sound. The bottom of the guitar is pleasured by an electric sander. Guitars designated for emo rock bands have a musician's razor applied to their edges. The guitar's asshole is also sanded down, and with that, the guitar is finished. Premium guitars also have a long wooden piece called a neck, which starts by slicing a piece of mahogany, hard rock maple, or Professor Oak in two using a diamond-edge saw. They glue a smaller, thinner piece of wood to a bigger piece of wood as a joke. Guitarists will immediately understand this hilarious prank, while non-musicians probably won't understand its cultural significance. Adding a third piece of wood only triples the comedic value of this joke. With the guitar wood in place, the Blackfire steel mega engine is now ready to drive the entire factory across the nuclear wasteland in search of the successors to Hokuto Shinken. Wood is harvested from guitar neck trees which grow in this convenient shape. A groove is carved down the middle to insert the truss rod. The truss rod is used for tuning the instrument by using a screwdriver on its exposed end. Most professional guitarists give the truss rod a full turn about once a week. Next, the fretboard, which is normally where you'd press your fingers against the strings to play the instrument. But this one has some glue on top of it, and is totally ruined. Thanks a lot, Gary, you goddamn butterfingers. The neck, along with the truss rod and fretboard, go into a vacuum press, which was the same machine used to shrink-wrap mummies during the times of ancient Egypt. The neck is now one solid piece, and goes into a computer-guided carving machine. The machine wears a camouflage of sawdust so it can sneak up on the guitar neck, who will just think it's another unfinished guitar. Then, a 23-blade saw simultaneously cuts the slots for the fret wires. Some of you obsessive fans out there may have paused the video and counted all the saws, which makes you an all-American hero, because there's actually 26 saw blades. A worker firmly presses down on the back of the neck with a belt sander, the same way you would fight a wild cheetah. Then the fret wires are installed in the neck slats, and the edges are sanded down. The fret wires are powered by the battery and carry electricity across the different parts of the neck. This is what powers the guitar and gives it its signature electric guitar taste. The body of the guitar is put into a silk screen printer so the company's logo can be applied. This logo certifies this as an authentic Gibson guitar. Up to 22 coats of sealant, wood stain, paint, lacquer, fret wire, and music juice give the wood its semi or high gloss finish. A witch's bubbling cauldron provides the workers with soapy water so they can wash the guitar. The factory recommends fully washing your electric guitar in soapy water once a month to clean it. Any defective guitar fret wires are marked with a red marker. This neck is particularly garbage. An employee tries to destroy it by rubbing it with aggressive sandpaper, then by chopping it with a musician's razor, and then by cutting it with a butter knife, and then by rubbing some comfortable dynamite on it. And then corrosive acid is applied to the top. The guitar is checked for worms using a special probing device and a gauge that measures how many worms are currently in the guitar. Now the 6 tuning keys, 2 for each string. Depending on the model, these keys are made out of gold, nickel, pickle, or liquid black. A level measures the space for the nut, which is plastic or bone shaped to hold the strings in place. They then nut deep inside the guitar. Oh fuck, that's so hot. Now it's time to pull a Dr. Frankenstein and bolt the neck to the body. On to the electronic components. A guitar without any electronic components is known as a non-electric guitar. First, wires for a toggle switch are soldered to the guitar's pickups. These bricks pick up the guitar if it ever falls on the floor using magnetic fields, hence the name. The bridge, a brass piece designed to hold the strings in place, is then screwed together. Guitars typically have 2 pickups, one at the neck and one at the bridge. The bridge pickup is often used for lead guitar, and is featured extensively in rock and roll and heavy metal. The neck pickup is predominantly used by giant pussies. Workers drill holes in the body for the bridge, and then attach it along with the pickups using screws. This part is boring, so I'm not going to say anything about it. Oh god, I'm so bored. This guitar features a tremolo, which is needed to use a whammy bar with the instrument. Whammy bars are required for achieving a pathetic dad rock sound, or playing any heavy metal from before 1987. The volume and tone knobs are added next, and are, as every guitarist knows, entirely pointless. A jack is installed so you can plug the guitar to the amplifier, because how else would you do it? Then the factory worker smacks each pickup hoping they'll break, so that he can take the entire guitar home for himself as defective merchandise. It's time to finally string the guitar and play test it so it can be shipped to the retail store. And finally, did you know that I happen to play the guitar? It's true. I'll now play Master of Puppets by Metallica without ever having practiced or learned the song before. Thank you. Thank you. And you're welcome.